Hello my friends, my name is Eva Ефремова. I'm instructor of ThetaHealing, and now I have an interview with the most beautiful person, theta healer, master of healing, Bеттina Brei.
Even in science.
Yeah, and she's well known all over the world in different countries as a Master&Science of ThetaHealing, but really not only. You know, this person developed healing for many years. So I have a chance to chat with Bеттina and ask her several questions. Well, first of all, my students interested to know, do you have your gift since you were born, or it was developed with time?
Okay. First of all, I don't like to talk about it as a gift.
Okay.
Because even if I was born with it, it means that I worked in other places and other times very hard to develop it.
Okay.
Because there is no such creator who is looking down from a cloud and say, okay, I'm going to give you this gift, and sorry, I'm not going to give you this one in your lifetime.
Yeah.
So if you have a gift, it is a talent that you developed before.
Good.
And yes, as a baby I had it, but I refused to use it when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
I said, I'll stop the door, I'll close the door to the creator, and I'll wait until I am an adult.
Okay.
So all my gifts were closed, and when I was 28 years old, then you are an adult, it all came back to me, and I had no clue what it was, and I had to find a way to understand it and what to do with it.
Yeah. So what you start to do?
First of all, I started to get rid of it.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to have it. I couldn't walk in a supermarket without having pains in certain parts of my bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I started to see things that I didn't understand, so I wanted to get rid of it.
Okay.
And when I found somebody said, oh, I can help you with it, it became worse.
Oh.
So I had to find a way how to deal with it. And of course I was afraid and I was scared and I didn't know what to do, and I thought, what is going on with my hands? There's coming things out of it, and when people are ill it becomes worse, and I didn't know. So I found somebody who could help me a little bit.
Okay.
But most of the things I learned by starting to trust myself. And then I started to learn how to listen to the voice of my guardian angels and to my spirit guides. And so it was not a gift that was just given.
Okay. Good.
You still have to work on it.
And how you went to Theta Healing?
I was already a healer in 1984. Okay. I became a teacher in 1991.
Okay.
But in 1996 I had an accident, and I had a whiplash.
Okay.
And whatever healing modality I used, nothing worked. And I knew it was possible, but I didn't know how. And I suffered for it for many years. I had very strong painkillers. And then in 2000 I was diagnosed with one of the worst forms of fibromyalgia.
Okay.
So I took even more painkillers. And when I was in 2003, because I knew that it could be healed.
Yes.
The doctors told me it was impossible, but I knew that it was possible. I only didn't know how.
Yes.
And in 2003, I had a dream that I had to do something with DNA.
Okay.
And I thought, yeah, right, something with DNA. I'm suffering, I'm living from welfare, because I was living from welfare with 4 kids by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. How can I go to the university? I don't know anything about DNA. But I trusted my guardian angels enough, and I said, okay, if you want to do it, if you want me to do this, then bring it to me and I will do it.
How clever.
Yeah, well, that is what I used to do already for many years.
Yeah.
And it took a half year and they didn't bring it, so I became impatient, and I started to quarrel with them again.
Okay.
And they said, well, and I asked, what is it? What do you want me to do? And they said, well, it's something spiritual.
Okay.
And I became again to quarrel with them. So I said, I'm not going to do this, blah, 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 blah. And I said, just wait, it's coming.
Okay.
And a couple of days later, one of my students gave me an email with the subject DNA healing.
Okay.
And I said, okay, this is mine.
Okay.
And I said, can I take it? She said, yeah, I brought it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So after class in the evening, late in the evening, I
Mm-hmm.
went home. I signed in on that healing modality,
Yeah.
paid,
Yes.
went to bed.
Okay.
And the other morning I thought, where did I sign in for? Because I didn't read it, I just signed in. I knew it was what was for me.
Yes.
And when I read it, I thought, well, if they make half come true, they do a great job.
Yeah.
Now, I studied on the esoteric schools, on the mystery schools for 10 years. So I had a lot of knowledge, and I knew I knew what to do with it, but
Yeah.
somehow it didn't work out the way I wanted.
Yes.
And I didn't understand, and I was really crying and screaming to God from, why? You know, it doesn't work, but I know it is possible. So in February 2004,
Mm-hmm.
I went to my first ThetaHealing class. In that time it was called DNA healing.
Yes.
And I had to travel by car, which was usually impossible for me, but I
Mhm.
just did. And after class I went home, went to bed, went to sleep the other day again, and suddenly I realized that I forgot my painkillers.
Yeah.
And I couldn't live without painkillers.
Yes.
And I was sitting on horrible wooden chairs, which was impossible for me too.
Mm.
And I thought, wow. But everything that they taught me,
Yes.
I knew already.
Yeah.
I studied it for many years. But they gave me the key how to change it. And that was for me the missing part. So I started after that class to work on myself like crazy, because
Yeah.
I finally had the tools to do it.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I'm stepping out of welfare. And I had nothing. I only had 4 children to take care. I was alone. I was a single mom. I said, Creator, if you want me to do this, you better take care of me. So I went to Italy, take teachers classes,
Mhm.
and I started to practice like a crazy on myself and everybody, and I started to make my own living again. And from that moment I took all the classes in America with Vaiana. I traveled to America all the time, become one of the first masters in ThetaHealing, one of the first science in ThetaHealing on the world. And I love it because it is a tool that it doesn't matter what knowledge you have, it is just a tool that helps you to change things easily, which usually can take you hundreds of lifetimes.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the students, but I'm fed up with suffering. I am fed up with that crazy thing called karma, because we
Yeah.
did it for so many lifetimes. I want to live my life in joy.
Yes.
And with these tools, you
Mhm.
can live your life in joy.
Agree. Absolutely agree.
So that's how my personal way to ThetaHealing, and I still use it every day. It becomes my life, not only as a job, but it
Mhm.
is also how I look to the world,
Mhm.
how I behave, how I act, how I feel, how I think, because it suits perfectly on my esoteric knowledge,
Yeah.
which was true for me. So I had, in fact, 3 great teachers in my life
Mhm.
that I still admire.
Mhm.
The 2 on the mystery schools
Mhm.
and the Vaiana with ThetaHealing, because those 3 gave me all I need
Okay.
in this lifetime for healing, for evolving myself, for developing, for healing diseases, healing emotions, well, whatever you want to heal, you can do it because you work with Creator.
That's great. Do you develop your own, ways in ThetaHealing, or you use it as it was given,
No, sometimes when I work for my own clients,
Yeah.
then I use everything I have, because I cannot put aside all the knowledge that I have. But it's when something is the truth,
Yeah.
it fits perfectly with each other.
Yeah.
So the knowledge that I had already and
Mhm.
that I knew by heart was true, I just can simply work with it by using the technique of theta-healing. So for me, it's just a kind of combination. When I work with my clients, it's easy for me to say, oh, this is this and this and this. And of course, when you work with clients, you develop an own way.
Yeah.
You know, you still use the technique, but everybody can use a hammer, but everybody is using it in a different way. We all use a pencil, but we all write in a different way. So yes, I use my knowledge with theta-healing. So yeah, I do that.
Because many of my students, they ask, you know, I try to practice, I'm practicing, and suddenly something go the way different way from how it's written in book or something, but it works very good.
Well, you know, as long as you do not teach teta-healing, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, as a teacher, you should teach the teta-healing way. But you still can express your own experience. And when you are working with a client, it doesn't matter how you did it, as long as the person is healed and that it works for the person. That's okay.
Yeah, and also I think you will
agree. You know what is important to say? There are many roads that are leading to Rome.
Yes.
There's not only one road.
That's true. So, how do you think personality and inner balance of theta healer can help him or her be more effective while working with clients?
Well, you know, I never met a theta healer that once in a while is not in a mess in his own life, because we are all humans.
Yeah.
The goal is that when you work in a client, that you step out of your own world in their world.
Yes.
And keep yourself together and do what is necessary for them. My own experience with it is that even if, for example, I was having a terrible headache, when I started to work with a client, the headache was completely gone. Everything that was for me was gone because I was stepping in their world. As soon as I was finished and they were gone, my headache was there because that was my issue.
Yeah.
And so that is normal.
Yeah. And what can be a way for healer to work on their own issue with ease and grace?
Well, first of all, we are not made to do everything in ease and grace. We are made for action.
Yeah.
And what I use always for myself, and I teach that to my students many times, you have to be more clever than your own cleverness.
Yes.
You know, doubt your own beliefs, because sometimes what you strongly believe is in fact a program that you want to hold on. And it's better to let it go. So what I usually do also with myself, I doubt everything I say.
Okay.
Even when I check it, I doubt the answer. What I do is say, Creator, if I have this program or this belief, change it.
Okay.
And give me the new one and the new feeling. If I don't have the program, that's fine.
Okay.
If I have it, it's changed, and then I have a new one.
Okay.
And all the new programs and the new beliefs and the new feelings are always good to have. So, like I said, you have to be more clever than your own cleverness. And theta healers or healers are very clever.
Yeah, we are. And it's also about, you know, straight way to Creator, to God, just to talk and to say, I want it.
Exactly.
I want it the best way I can accept.
But please understand what is the best and highest way from the perspective of the Creator.
Yeah.
Is not always what we think is the highest and best way.
Yeah.
So there is a difference. But always trust Creator.
Yeah, and be ready to any result.
And you will have it much more faster than you think.
Yeah, it's like that. Now I'm myself going through Intuitive Anatomy with Bеттina, and I'm really fond of this training because for me it's very, very transformational experience. And do you like to teach Intuitive Anatomy?
I love it.
Why?
It is one of the classes that I love the most because you see the biggest transformation in your students. It is really a life-transforming experience. It's not only about you.
Yeah.
It is in the beginning about you, but it is also about others and how your place is in the world.
Yeah.
And how more issues you clear, and you work a lot every day, you go through system after system after system, and you are changing so much that when you see yourself from the beginning and at the end, you're a complete different person.
Yeah, it feels like that. And what was your experience with intuitive anatomy?
Well, I cried every day and I laughed every day because of course I had a lot of issues to clear, and I'm not finished yet. I'm still clearing issues, but much more easier than before. Well, after intuitive anatomy, you can scan bodies quickly, you can make changes very quickly, you can do so much more than you ever did before in 1 hour in one session, because you are much more trained, and you are trained to communicate with the body, and you recognize it easier because you went through it yourself, you know.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing seminar. It's really one of the best seminars that Freya and I have. Yeah.
For you to understand intuitive anatomy, it is 15 days
15
course,
days, yes.
and 2 digging during a day.
Yes, 2 digging sessions during the
So
day.
I do 2 and other person do this to me. So in general it's about 60 digging, you know, if you count both
Yes,
ways.
you are digging.
Like a crazy.
And even if you are not finished it in the day, you need to finish it in the evening. Because so it is really, you dig so much, but you it's on the same time you love it. Because you can feel the changes, and sometimes you're fed up. You say, "Wow, I don't want to do it anymore."
Yeah,
And
I agree.
And when your programs are coming up, you know, sometimes you want to find an excuse not to go to class. But remember, these are just your beliefs. It's not you. And there, I have some very insight information that I always use for myself in that time. That my beliefs are not really me. And so I see my beliefs as a part of my personality, which can behave like a donkey.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, who is in charge? The donkey or me?
Yeah.
And that makes, wait a minute, I'm not going to allow a donkey to control my life. I am going to control it. So that gives me the power to say, no, I go through it. I will not deal, no longer, I do not want to deal with this issue anymore. I want to get rid of it. So donkey, no, you are going to listen to me. So it's like I'm talking to my own programs from, no, I am in charge, not my program.
So you start to be responsible for process of change in your life.
Of course, because I create my life, if I like it or not.
Yeah.
When I was once whining to the creator, feeling sorry for myself, so, poor me, you made my life so difficult, blah, 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 blah. And I had it all before, and I knew it, and I lost it. And then I hear this voice of the creator saying to me, but Bеттina, you closed the door. And I was sitting like that, and I realized, yes, when I was 8, I closed the door. And the creator was just waiting until I was opening it again. So it's nobody else to blame than me. But that gives me also the power. Because if I do it, then I will be able to change it. So I don't have to create a miserable life. I can create a life of joy and happiness and everything that the creator has for me. And he has a lot. He really has a lot.
Okay, so nice. My dear, don't close your door or open it if it was closed. And in Russia, I will be very glad to meet Bеттina again.
And I will be very glad to meet you all.
In May, we start on 6th of May of 16th year. I'm not sure if I'm right.
2016, yes.
Yeah, on 6th of May with intuitive anatomy training in Russia. So we'll have best opportunities for you to come and to start very fast and very, you know, in very not always easy way,
but it is joyful.
But in very joyful way, really transform your life. So write under this video your questions and your impressions, and if you want to say something to Bettina, write it down under this video.
I will answer. You will send it to me and I will answer your questions. No question about that.
And we'll be glad to meet you all in personally.
I will be very happy to come again to, what's the place called?
Oh, Russia, Moscow, not so far from Moscow.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll come there often, and I love to go there, and I really love to meet you all and to guide you through your own transforming process, because whatever I do, it is still something that the Creator will teach you.
Good. So, see you. Bye.
See you. Bye.